Hello all, welcome to this first exercise on isometric drawing. In this particular exercise, we'll be taking a look at how to achieve this particular isometric drawing. We're going to learn a whole lot in this particular exercise on isometric drawing. So let's get started. Okay, now, so we are going to bring in an exercise, an isometric exercise that we are going to work on. So now to bring in the picture of the isometric drawing we're working on, I'll go to Insert tab, Attach, then I'll select the image of the isometric drawing I want to work on just for reference. Then okay, I will insert all my drawing sheets. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to do my unit setting. So to do that, UN on the command line, enter. I'm going to be changing from the default inches to millimeter. Okay. Okay, now if you look at this drawing, this is the isometric drawing we'll be working on. Okay, so I'm going to be starting from this end. I'm going to be starting from this end to do the drawing. So I pick line. So now, okay, before I start doing a drawing, I need to do my setting. I will put on auto and my ISO drafts. I'll on both auto and ISO drafts. So once that is done, then I can select line. Now I can see that the line I've drawn is constrained to a particular isometric direction, which is what I want. I want this direction at distance of 60. So I'm going to go the direction. Once I'm in the direction, I'll type 60, enter. Okay, so it has given me a very long line. Being my first drawing on this sheet, so the line is long. I'm going to adjust the line. I'm going to press escape on my keyboard to temporarily terminate the line. Then I will adjust this image to size to be proportional to the line I want to work with, to the object I want to work with. Okay, let me increase this image a little bit so that it's proportional to the object I want to work with. Okay, let me adjust the image. All right, I've adjusted the image. Now I can continue. Line my object snap to continue from the end. Okay, so what distance is this? 10. So I can continue with the drawing. 60, another 10 downwards. All right. Okay, now looking at this junction, I won't be able to continue with this direction because this line in this direction is not an isometric line. I won't be able to continue in this direction. The same with this direction. The reason is because this line is not an isometric line. So, but at this point, this is an isometric line. So you can observe that this line and this line, they are both in the first quadrant. This is an isometric direction. This is not. So I'm going to be working at this. I'm going to continue from here. So this is at 120. So line again from this point. I'm going to change my ISO plane by pressing F5 or function F5, then 120. Then I can change again distance of 10. So by changing my ISO plane, I can change my direction. Now, what's this distance? What's the distance? I need to do a little bit of calculation. 120 minus minus 60. 120 minus 60, so that's 60. So change direction, come upwards at what distance? What's this distance? What's the distance from here to here? Okay, now, so at this point, this distance is 60 minus 20. So from this base here, 60 takes it to this top, then 20 down. So this height is 40. Check your dimension properly. You would agree with me that this height is 40. So how do I get it? 60 from this base to this top, then 20, this 20 here, step it down to this. So this height I need is 40. So I've been able to draw that 40. Then next, I will change my direction to 26. 26, then come down at 15, come down at 15, then 10. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to directly connect to this point so that I can get this line. So you could see how I was able to draw this line. So I went the other way around to get to this point so that I can connect this line at the two end points. So this line is not in isometric direction. So I have to go the other way around now to make that connection. So once I have this line, I can make copy of it so that I can form the one at this junction. Okay, all right. All right, so from here, I will continue with my line. This is 15, F5, 15, and this is 10, F5 again to change my direction, 10, then I'll snap here. I'll continue from this end, the same 15, F5, 10, F5 again to change direction, done. Okay, this direction 15, then I can snap to this point. All right, so I've been able to draw that. Okay, so now in order to get what is here, this line is not in isometric direction. So, but I've done a copy of it, so I can easily copy it to get the other one. So I'm going to use copy to copy this line from this point to this other point. So I've been able to get one instance of this line, so I'm able to copy it around. Okay, so now the next step for me is to continue with my drawing. From here, this height is 15. 15, I can join it here. Okay, now, so from here, I'm going to continue from this point. So the distance I have here, this is 10. Then this it will be 30. 60 minus this 215, adding this 215 is 30. So everything is 60. So 60 minus 30 will give me this distance as 30. So I'll go 10 inwards, then 30 to the side. So I'm going to be doing that. So line, use my object snap to continue from this point, 10 inwards, then 30 to the side. Okay, once I'm 30 to the side, then I can go downwards at 32. Downwards, use F5, 32, enter. Then now, I'm going to change my direction to this direction. I will off my object snap so that it doesn't snap to the wrong point. Okay, so I'll just draw a line to intersect this inclined line. Okay, so now I just drew this line in this direction to intersect with this line. Okay, then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to do the same here in a direction, in this isometric direction. I'm going to draw a line in this direction to intersect with this. So the point of intersection, that's going to be where the lines are going to meet. So I'm going to be using trim to take off unnecessary lines that are formed. Okay, all right. Okay, so now you observe how I'm able to draw this line. So I'm going to do something similar here at this point. Okay, all right. Then trim. Okay, all right, that's good. I'm making progress with this drawing. Now I can continue my drawing from this point upwards at what height? 15. Then to the side, 15 again to the side. Then I can come downwards. Okay, I think I'm making good progress. Connect this to this. Then from here, the thickness is 26. F5 to change my direction, 26. Then I can join to this. All right, I'm making good progress with this drawing. It's coming up in bits. All right, so next I'm going to continue from here, from this point here. I'm going to continue from this point here. And what's this distance? There's an inward movement. So what's this distance? Let me see. I might need to do some calculation. Okay, so now I think I need to do some calculation. Now I have a radius of 25 here. That is for radius of 25, diameter of 50. So it means that from here to here is 50, diameter of 50 from here, from the back, diameter or length of this line here is 50. I got that value from diameter of the semicircle at the back. So this from here to here is 50, and the entire length is 60. So 50 minus 60, that is 10. So it means that there is an inward movement of 5, 5 on both ends. 5, 5 on both ends. So 5 here, then from here to here is 50, then another 5 to make everything to be 60. So I'll move inward 5. So line, moving inward 5, enter, then change my direction with F5, height of 20, height of 20, um, height of 20, then I will move 50. Now I can change my direction F5. Let me off this object snap. I think it's snapping to the wrong point. Okay, so this is 50. Then I can go downwards. Trim, take off this point. All right. So now I'm at this point. So now I want to draw this wedge over here. To draw this wedge over here. So I'm going to do a little bit of calculation to get the thickness of this wedge is 10. The thickness of this wedge is 10. So I want to centralize the wedge. So from here to here is 50. So to get to the middle, that will be 25. 25 will take me to the middle of this wedge. Then if I do another 5 to make 30, I'm going to get to this end. So from here to here will be 30. 25 to the middle, then 5 will take me to this end. So I'm going to do that. So when you are doing your isometric drawing, you need to look at your calculation, do your calculation right. 30 will take me to this end, then I would go 20 to get that. All right. I'm given this to be 12, this length to be 12, this is 10. Okay. All right. So now at this point, this line here is not an isometric line, but I'm able to get to the two endpoints of the line. So I can just connect. I can just connect this and this. Connect, then I can make a copy of it. Make a copy of it to get this. Then I'll trim off the necessary lines, intersection lines. So I'm able to draw this wedge. So I'm getting to the end of this drawing. Now let me continue from here. This is 20, 20 in this direction, 20 in this other direction, 20 in this other direction. So now there is a semicircle of radius 25. A semicircle of radius 25. So in order to get that semicircle, I will draw a complete circle, an isocircle. I will draw an isocircle. So now I'll go to ellipse, axis endpoint, then isocircle. Then I will need the center point of that circle. So I'm going to terminate this by pressing escape. So I need the center of the circle. So let me just put a line, a temporary line here. So that will enable me to get the center of the isocircle. Isocircle. Now this is the center of the isocircle. Then the radius of the circle is 25. Okay, now I can trim. Okay, now I have my isocircle. A semicircle now. Now I have the semicircle. Just in case your isocircle is not appearing the way it is in mine, so you might need to change your iso draft. Just in case your direction of your isocircle is not in this direction, you might need to press F5 to change your iso draft. Just in case you are trying yours and your circle is not in this plane, use F5 to change the plane. So once you are on this plane, you should get your iso circle in this direction. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this end. I'm going to come to this end and draw what is here. I have an iso circle of diameter 6, radius 3, and the center is at 10, 10 from the end point. Is at 10 from the end point. So I will locate the center first. I'm going to try and locate the center from here in this direction 10, in this other direction 10. So this point here is the center of the isocircle I'm about to draw, this isocircle of radius 3. So now I've located the center. Now I'm going to draw the circle. Isocircle, center of isocircle. Okay, at this point, you can see that the isocircle I'm getting is not in the right plane. It's not in the right plane. So this is because my ISO drafts, I'm not using the right ISO draft. So I'm going to terminate this by pressing escape. I'm going to change my ISO draft by pressing F5. So by pressing F5, okay, now I have the right ISO draft that looks like an hex. You can see my icon, my ISO draft, which is ISO plane top. Okay, so that's what I need to draw that circle. So once I have that, then I can go ahead and draw the ISO itself. Center, radius of 3. Okay, now it's looking right. Okay, now I also have an arc of radius 10. So I'm going to repeat this. This time radius 10. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to now draw a vertical line because this is more like a fillet at this end. So this plane here is not getting to the end because a fillet has been added. Okay, now so the next thing here is for me to draw a line to from this arc to draw a line downwards. So to do that, I'm going to draw my line. So I will zoom in. I will zoom in so that I can get the end point here. I will zoom in very well so I can get the end point, the extreme end point here. Then I'm going to draw the line. Then I'll trim off unnecessary lines formed. I'll trim off every unnecessary lines. Okay, all right, good. Okay, yes. All right, so from here too, I'm going to now I can see now that there is also an arc at this point. There is also an arc at this point. Okay, now the next is for me to draw this line and arc over here, line and arc at this point. That's the next challenge for me to draw. So for me to do that, I'll need to locate this point, exactly what this point is going to be. So to do that, I know there's a distance of 5 from the same calculation we did over here, 5, 5. So there's a distance of 5. So I'm going to step in that distance, 5. Step in F5, change my direction, 5. Okay, then I'm going to, okay. So now where that 5 intersects, then I change my direction again. So now where that 5 intersects this line will be where this point is going to be. Will be where this point is going to be. So how do I get that? I step inwards by 5, then I change my isoplane. So where this intersection called this will be where this line is going to be. So now I can trim off this. Okay, so now I've been able to get this point here. I've been able to get this point. Now I can go ahead and copy this. Then before I copy this, now I cannot use this as a reference point for this. I can't use these two. I can't use them together. So I'm going to draw another line, a temporary line, upwards, upwards, trim. Okay, now copy. So I'm copying this, but I'm going to be using this as my reference point from here to this point. Okay, all right. From here to that point, you can see from this point to this point. Okay, so unnecessary lines have been formed, which I'm going to trim off. I'm going to trim off the unnecessary lines that have been formed. I can go ahead and trim off this too. Okay, so the next step is for me to link this to the vertical line. I'll be linking this to with a vertical line. I'm going to pick my line. Then I'm going to zoom out. So I'll get the outermost point here. Then I'm going to link up with this. Now I can trim. Okay, I've been using trim with my shortcut. TR, enter twice. That's the shortcut for trim. Now, last step for this at this junction is for me to last step at this junction is for me to okay, I think I need to use trim here too. Last step at this junction is for me to link this with a line. So I'll pick line, then I'll zoom out to get the outermost point, change my direction F5, then trim. Okay, so now I have that. Now I have this part drawn correctly. Okay, so I can move up. Let me move upwards. Now to move upwards, I have an arc of radius 17.5, diameter 35, radius 17.5. So I have it at this base. So it's sharing the same center point with this. So I will go to my, first of all, I'll change my ISO plane to top, F5. Now I've changed to top. You can also come and do it here, isoplane top. Pick isoplane top, then ellipse at this endpoint, iso circle. Then I can use the center point, diameter, radius of 17.5. Okay, and height of 20, height of 20, height of 20. Okay, I can easily from here, F5, height of 20. Okay, repeat the same iso circle. Okay, isoplane top again, iso circle, 17.5 again. All right, I'll get to the top, then I can link up these two from the end. I'll zoom in, I'll link up these two. Do the same here. Then I'll trim necessary parts formed. Trim off for necessary parts formed. I can trim off this too. Trim off this. Trim off this too. Okay, so I'm able to form that. So I'm getting towards the end of the drawing. Let me move this a bit closer. Okay, all right, good. All right, so now to get this end, um, okay, there is a cut here, 22 from the center, 22. That's 11. Let me off this. 11 here. Then from the center also another 11 in this direction. 11 in this direction also. All right. Okay, so from this line, I will now make the cuts. Okay. All right. So that will give me the cuts here. So I made sure that this distance is 22 by going from the center 11, 11. Now I can trim. I'm trimming with my shortcuts. It's my AutoCAD shortcuts. Okay. All right. Then this line also can go. Okay. These two can go too. Okay. From here, now I can continue. The depth of this cut is 5. 5. So I can do 5 downwards. 5. F5. 5. Distance of 5. Okay, all right. Distance of 5. Then okay, distance of 5. So I need to make here. Then let me do the same distance of 5 here. Vertical distance of 5 here too. All right. Now vertical distance of 5. So now I need this cuts. So line. Let me connect this. F5. Trim. Trim out this. So actually at this point, to get these two arc, to get these two arc, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and locate their center. I'm going to try and locate their center. So their center will be at 15 from the base, height of 15 from the base. The 15 is gotten from 20. 20 is the total height minus this 5 depth cuts. This 5 depth cuts. So 20 is the total height of this. 20. Then it has gone at a depth of 5. So that will be leaving me with 15. So from the base, from the center at the base to the center at this plate will be 15. So now I'm going to draw a line now from the base, vertical line of 15. So this vertical line of 15 will take me to the center at this plate. So now, once I'm here, I can now draw these two circles. These two circles of radius 17.5 and radius 9. Radius 17.5 gotten from here, half of this diameter, and radius 9 gotten from here. Okay, so I'm going to change to my isotop first. Isoplane top. 17.5. Okay, let me do that again. Isocircle. Okay. 17.5. Then another one of uh another one of 9. Just 9. Okay. Now I can trim off every point, every line I don't need. So I'm going to be careful with trimming off my line so I don't trim off unnecessary lines. I don't trim off the lines I need. Okay, all right. Okay, I can see I didn't speak this line correctly, so I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to adjust this. Okay, good, good, good. All right, good. Then this is also good enough. All right, now I can see how the completed drawing. The drawing looks a bit tricky at the top, but if you study the drawing correctly, you should be able to get it. Okay, so now I'm going to move this a bit away. Then I'll select this, give it a thickness 0.35 and a color of red. Then lastly, I will on my drawing aid show headline widths. Alright, here is a completed drawing. So we have done a topic on how to add text and dimension in other videos. So I hope you have learned one or two things on how to draw your isometric drawing and how to make use of your ISO circle. So if you have enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe, kindly like, kindly share. You can add your comments if you have any questions. Thank you. So join us in our later videos.